Hey everybody, we are excited about our adventure today. We were talking to someone here at the hotel last night and they marked up a map for us, and we are going to be going across the street and getting on the SkyTrain and then out to a place called Granville Island, and we're also going to have to go on a little ferry boat to get there as well. And it's supposed to be a really old village with cobblestone streets and really cute. So we're excited about going to spend the day there, and then we're going to walk back through downtown. So come along with us.
It's going to be a great day.
I know. Yes, it's very.
Mine doesn't do that. You're gonna get a new one.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Well, that was nice. That guy just offered to help us getting to where we were going.
It has been a great day today in Canada. We have done all the transportation, I think. We got on a train this morning. We went over to the Science Center and then got on a boat and then rode to Granville Island. Granville Island was super cute. It was a ton of shops and restaurants and very, very old. Like some of the buildings were older than 100 years, cobblestone streets, super cool. And then we got back on a boat. We came back across, I don't know if it's a river or a channel, I'll have to look, and came back into downtown Vancouver, and we walked back to the hotel, about a 40-minute walk, and got to see downtown Vancouver. This is a really cool place. It's very urban, very clean, very friendly. The people here are just amazing. They are so friendly.
Yeah.
Okay,
We enjoyed it.
I think we're going to wrap this one up today, and tomorrow, should we tell them?
Stay tuned.
Tomorrow's going to be a different kind of adventure, so join us tomorrow.